Hello everyone, welcome back to another update on the game currently known as Astraeus, until we find a better name for it, that is. So in the past 2 weeks here, I've actually made a lot of improvements. I'm just kind of showing a quick little intro clip here, but let's jump right into it and talk about camera rotation. So this was actually a lot more difficult than I expected. I ran into two problems. The first one was I can't just spin the camera like you see in the video. It looks a lot simpler than it is, but because of the different orientation of the game and the camera, I had to make it orbit around the center but always keep the game space flat. So it turned out pretty good. It doesn't rotate on the exact center of the screen, but it's pretty close. I'll clean that up later so it is perfect. The other issue that came up is once you start rotating the camera, the game space you're looking at's not up in the world anymore. So when you press the up arrow key or you start using the mouse to go to the top or edge of the screen, it doesn't actually move in the correct orientation. So I had to work out some formulas for that, but as you can see, it's working now. Next up is lockable doors. So we can now keep the riffraff out of our space station. So first thing I did is I started making a list in this website I use Hack and Plan, and then moving them to the testing phase as I completed each one. So this list is the main concepts of all those topics I had in Hack and Plan. I just broke it down into the core components I need. So the first was a lock-unlock option for the doors. So I started doing this by making a simple menu using a UI pack I have, and I just added 2 buttons. I just made a quick little animation. This is set as the idle state, so whenever you open the animation, this is the first thing that pops on the screen here. Now this is all the 2 buttons do. They just call these 2 methods here, and essentially all it does is it tells each door whether its isLocked value is true or false. And this here is the actual door controller information. So this first method at the top here, anytime you tell it it's either locked or unlocked, all it's doing is setting this carving value to true or false, and that's actually going to restrict all the pathfinding at that time. So the next step we need here is to set a light indicator on the door. This way you can actually see in the game whether the doors are unlocked. To do this, all I did was add a simple cube into the door, and I just changed the material color from green to red, whether it's locked or not. None of this is final product. This is all just for kind of play testing and prototyping. Down the road, it'll make a lot nicer model for a light and something on the door here. And in the script here, you can see whenever the door is set to either be locked or unlocked, it just changes that material, and that's all it does there. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is add some kind of marker in the game to show if the door is selected or not. So what I did for this case is I just made a cube around the door, and then I made a transparent green material that goes over it. So when you enable this cube, anytime you click on it, this cube is going to be enabled, and it'll just kind of show this little green cube around it. Later I'll add some nice particles and a glowy aura or something to the door, but for now this will suffice. Here's a quick little clip of it in the game so you can see how it looks here. Okay, and on to the last step for the doors is to actually block the path. So I'm just going to show this quick here. What I did is if you select the doors, this nav mesh obstacle component I have on, when the carve check mark is checked, what it'll actually do is block the path for everything. Okay, so here I have a shot of just 2 room types connected together here, and this is showing all the blue part is the actual path where the AI for the players and the enemies can walk. And you see it goes through the door. If I check the carve mark, it'll block it. So all that's going to happen is that's going to happen automatically whenever you select lock on the door. Once that blue line's gone from the door, nothing can walk through it. Okay, and just showing it at runtime here so you can see it's selected now. And if I lock it, it blocks out that path. So that's pretty much everything in the door system. I just want to talk about it for a quick sec. So some of the ideas that are going to be going on is a lot of inspiration from games like FTL and Evil Genius. So there's going to be a lot of things like if a fire breaks out on the space station, you can lock out the doors and then open certain ones to suck all the air out and take out the fire. Other mechanics will be to block in enemies if they're there, so you can kind of trap them in an area and then send your Marines to go and kill them so they can't get to your peaceful guys and cause chaos on the space station. So there'll be a lot of new things coming with them, but those are the main general concepts there. Okay, and lastly now we're going to talk about some of the basic AI and combat I put in. So as you can see here, this is the level and how the rooms work. Each of the red little dots you see, those are the door spawners. So when they overlap with each other, they know to spawn a door between those two rooms. And then the red oval kind of pillbox shapes you see, those are each of the enemy spawners. So that anywhere you see that, that's a position where an enemy or a character can spawn. So currently each room only has 1 or 2 spawn points, but there's going to be a lot more spread out between each room, and it's going to randomly pick a spawn point, as well as when it goes roaming, it'll randomly pick one. So here you can just see some of the basic AI. So it just saw an enemy within range, so it went and killed him, and now it's just picking a new random patrol point. So like I was saying, there's not many now, but later there'll be a lot more random ones in each room. And what I'm going to do is with the door spawners, I'm going to make these children of it. So if a door spawns and say there's an object in the room, it's going to be smart enough to know that there's an object there, so I can't walk there. So that position is going to be disabled. Okay, so I just set up a quick little one in the game view here so you can see. So here's the enemy coming, and you can actually shoot him now. So this player killed this enemy, and he's pretty low on health now. So I'm just going to spawn another one. And currently it's just a button I press to spawn them, but later that'll be random. Okay, so this one's going to kill that player, so now he died, and it just picked another spot to wander off to. So we're going to chase him, and currently you can shoot through walls, but that'll be one of the next steps here. But you can show projectiles work, and your players will follow and attack. Okay, so that brings everything up to the current state of the game here. So just want to add thanks for watching, and if you like the content and you want to keep up to date, hit the subscribe button. And I started adding a lot more kind of technical details to this one, so if you want, leave a comment below and let me know if you like adding the technical side in, or if you want me to keep it just really high level overview of what's going on with the game, and I can keep that stuff separate from it. As well, I'll put my link to the Twitter account I use for this game. And also I created a Discord, so if you want to come and discuss anything or add feedback, suggestions, or even just show off your games, any of that, click the link for the Discord below and feel free to join and chat in there. And thanks for watching.